Those share buttons work. Also, want to do a special shout out and nice to see how nice it is to see Mike Quinn and Ty nicely back with us. Our invitation today is going to be led by Mary Durham.
I have a special prayer today. I've been really concerned about violence that's occurring around the island. Please join me in prayer. Stop the violence. Dear God, we go near to your throne of grace, seeking your help to stop the violence taking over our valley. Ask that you visit our valley, open our eyes, that we may turn from the darkness of evil to your loving light and seek forgiveness for our failure to love one another and put a stop to the violence. Father, forgive us, for we know not what we do. Thank you for sending your
to us, and may we have the strength and courage to obey them in order to obtain peace. Father, you said, for I know the thoughts and plans that I have. We must support our valley by examining our own actions and making every effort to watch out for and love our neighbor. We understand that every person and every organization has a role to play to put an end to violence. Lord, help us do our part to put an end to violence. Now we ask that you bless our meal to give us strength to serve you and love our neighbor, and bless our Kiwanis Club that seeks to make this valley a better place to live for everyone. Merciful God, please hear our prayers. Amen.
Thank you, Gary. Our song leader today is Bill Bestbitch.
Thank you, President Clark. Some of you may remember that I've said before, I am not a fan of winter. I don't care if it ever snows again. I don't like the long nights and the short days in winter, and I hate to be cold. So I went looking for a song that I think all of us know, but I didn't know that it was originally introduced in a 1949 movie called Neptune's Daughter, starring Esther Williams and Ricardo Montalban when they were both still in their 20s. So here's a clip from that movie with Esther and Ricardo singing, "Baby, It's Cold Outside."
Yes?
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
Hoping that you drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands. They're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your
My
hurry?
father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Well,
hurry.
maybe just a half a drink more.
Put some records on while I fall.
The neighbors might
But
think.
baby, it's bad out there.
Say, what's in this
No
drink?
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like stars
to
right now.
break this spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks
I
swell.
ought to say no, no, no,
Mind
sir.
if I move in closer?
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my
I
pride?
really can't
Oh,
stay.
baby, don't hold out, baby.
Ah, but
it's cold outside.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our guest will be introduced by Jesse Kaufman.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. The guest, when I call your name, if you will please stand. We have Macy Ware of Children's Miracle Network and Olivia Turner, who is the Lieutenant Governor of the Key Club Division 15B. And they are hosted by Reef Kessler. And as a former Key Club member, I'm happy to see you and also the Roanoke Catholic Key Club here, who will be introduced later. We've got Jennifer O'Haron, who is hosted by Mike Quinn. Rich Workowski of the Reformed Episcopal Church, who is a guest of High Nicely. Haven Starling of Kids Soar, here to receive their grant, along with Ginger Poole of Mill Mountain Theater, and Angela Stanfield of Goodwill, and Brett Roden of Virginia Children's Theater. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you here.
Well, and let's bring up our favorite Lois James in recognition of our West End Center Party.
Hi, everybody. I know this is a little late coming, and I will be as quick as I can, but I want to give proper thank yous and kudos to everybody who helped make the West End Christmas Center so successful this year. So if you want to stand as I call your name, and on Zoom, if you want to raise your hand or however you can acknowledge, that would be great. So I'm going to go through and tell you all of the people who helped us with shopping. Reef Kessler, Judy Clark, Joyce Montgomery, John Montgomery, Donna Lynch, Mike Bell, Mike Obrachta, Joe Limmer, Eric Danielson, Bruce Swanson, and we had 14 key clubbers from Cave Spring. So this was our shoppers. So thank you very much. Our wrappers, who wrapped all of the presents. And remember, we had 53 children this year, so we had a lot of gifts to wrap. So we had Reef and Susan Kessler, Don and Johanna Wilson, John Montgomery, Joyce Montgomery, Emily Bailey, Clark, David Farnham, and Diane Chitwood. And we had 12 key clubbers from Patrick Henry. So thank you very much. And the day of the party, we had our elves that we could never have the party without. We had Santa, Sam Lionberger, Sam the Third, Donna Lynch, Jamie Bailey, and Diane Chitwood. And thank you very much. Couldn't do it without Santa. So, and for our delicious lunch that day, Amy and her staff did a great job. So thank you too. And none of this could have been possible without our sponsors. So I want to give kudos to our official sponsors, who were Steve Bowery, Scott Berglund, Ace Hardware, Dan and Diane Chitwood, Don and Johanna Wilson with Evergreen Memorial Trust, Ben Spiker, and all of you who donated individually. And I will say that when I gave my last request for some financial assistance, it warms my heart that so many of you came up to me and said, Lois, what do you need? That's what this club is about. And so we were able to hit our goal of $75 per child for 53 children. So you all deserve a round of applause. And a thank you to Ben Spiker and Tom Miller, who secured the sponsors for that. And now real fast, I promise I'll be real fast, but I always like to give you a quick story. And what we do is we get the kids to write Christmas lists, so the shoppers have some guidance on what to buy for the children. And believe it or not, there was one little boy who asked for a rubber chicken. I'm not kidding. And so you can imagine the logistics. I am handing out the day that we're shopping. I'm just handing out the lists to all our shoppers. And believe it or not, the person who got the list for the little boy who wanted a rubber chicken was none other than our own Mike Obrachta. And so the day of the party, Mike was front and center to watch this little boy unwrap the rubber chicken. And we had so much fun with that, watching him squawk the rubber chicken. So much fun, so much fun. And then another little girl, and this I did not see, this was shared to me from Pegram, that she did not unwrap any of her gifts that day. She took them home with her because she wanted to keep them for home. Woo, sorry. So you guys made a huge difference in these children's lives, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Lois. I'd like to have Patrick Patterson come up to the microphone and introduce the Roanoke Catholic Key Club.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you so much, our friends, for letting us come out and say hello. And thanks for all you do in support of Key Clubs, not only at Roanoke Catholic School, but across our valley. We are so absolutely humbled by everything this club has done to support the civic development of our children. You're going to hear from Claire O'Haron, one of our most outstanding seniors this year, and all the things she's been involved with. But I'll be honest, we couldn't do any of this if it wasn't not only for this club, but for incredible faculty, advocates, and sponsors. So can we take a minute just to recognize Sarah Plant for all she's done for Roanoke Catholic and our Key Club? I know we really want to hear from Claire, so I'm going to go ahead and step aside and let her tell you about some of the things happening on the Hill. But please know how incredibly thankful we are for all you do, all the support you show to the Key Clubs and Builders Clubs all throughout the valley. If you're ever up the Hill and you want a tour of Roanoke Catholic, or you think you have a grandchild or a child that might benefit from a Roanoke Catholic education, we would love to introduce our school community to you. Thanks so much. God bless.
Hello, I'm Claire O'Haron, president of Roanoke Catholic's Key Club. And first, we would just like to thank you all for having us here for this lunch. So here's an update on what we have done so far this year. Over the summer, along with Kiwanis, we helped fill backpacks for the Back to School Backpack Program and handed out drinks at the Ironman Triathlon in Roanoke. In October, many Key Club members participated in the Crop Walk, which works to raise money and awareness in the fight to end hunger. Around the same time, throughout our school, we conducted a sock drive to benefit the Ram House. In November, multiple Key Club members volunteered one evening at the rescue mission serving food. Along with other clubs in our school, we also held a diaper and wipes drive to benefit the Blue Ridge Women's Center. We had another school-wide drive collecting soup cans and other pantry items to contribute to the local Office on Aging Soup for Seniors drive. We look forward to the upcoming projects we will participate in before the end of this year. These include painting at an area church and Dr. Hartman's Grow the Love program. Thank you for the help and support that the Kiwanis Club has provided to our Key Club this year.
We have some grant presentations to do today. I'm going to invite Bob Haberman to come up.
And thank you, Clark. Our first grant for today, if I would ask Gary Durick and Ms. Hess to come up for Kids Soar. And Gary, would you tell us a little bit about, why you wanted to sponsor this, nonprofit? And then Ms. Hess, would you tell us a little bit about what you want to do with the, with the grant? Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Kids Soar was started in 1989 by the church women of the Trinity United Methodist Church. And my wife and I have been involved since the start. And I was talking to Haven today about Carol Pruner, who was a big supporter of Kids Soar. Kids Soar, it used to be called Community Outreach Program. And a big support of that in this club used to be Bill Logan. And he was the minister down at Trinity. And Bill's unable to be with us right now for health reasons. But basically, the community, the Kids Soar, they provide meals and dinner, supplies, clothing closet. And they work with these inner city kids who are, have poverty and also their families. And they're also aware of transportation problems. They have 2 vans to help people to get around for what they have to do and need to do. And so I'm very supportive, and I've watched what goes on down there. Our church provides meals, they provide after-school care. And very basically, I think Kids Soar teaches the inner city children to read and understand what they've just read. So I was real happy to endorse a grant to Kids Soar, and Haven will tell you just a little bit about what the grant will do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Haven Starling, and I'm here on behalf of Candace Hess. Last night, she got information on a family emergency and had to go out of town. So if you guys would keep her in your prayers, please, that would be great. First and foremost, we are so thankful to be here today, to be invited and to receive this grant. So we have opened a new site in the north side part of town, and we have been located in the southwestern part of Roanoke City for over 30 years. And we've been wanting to integrate what we call a catch program. And so what the catch program is it's used countrywide, and it may even be used nationwide. Don't quote me on that, I'm not exactly sure. But what it does is it allows kids to have a curriculum for recess. And so it allows kids to increase their physical abilities as well as introduce them to different kind of sports they can do, soccer, frisbee, hula hoops, different things like that. And we use those resources to build on their team working skills, their social skills. And they also get an understanding and a value of nutrition. And so, yeah, we're so excited to be able to expand that program and also give family information on nutrition and the value of that. So we are so thankful for Mr. Gary and the Kiwanis Club and all those volunteers that are involved with our program through you guys. Thank you.
They're good? Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Our second one is Mill Mountain Playhouse, a ginger pool, and Larry Koffel, could you please come up? And Larry, would you tell us a little bit about why you wanted to sponsor this organization? And then Ms. Poole, will you tell us a little bit about what you will do with the grant?
Thanks, Bob.
The reason why I want to sponsor Mill Mountain Theater is I believe in Mill Mountain Theater and what they do for the valley and the outlying region. And what better way to tell you what the scope of and the relationship that Mill Mountain Theater has within the valley and the outlying region is to read the mission statement. So here goes. Mill Mountain Theater strives to inspire, entertain, enrich, educate, and challenge audiences of Southwest Virginia through high-quality, professional theatrical productions and experiences. We are dedicated to nurturing the next generation of theater artists and audiences through conservatory classes and programming aimed at education and community engagement, and are committed to ensuring the long-term economic and artistic sustainability of the performing arts in the Roanoke Valley in Southwest Virginia. And we're very grateful to be a participant and a recipient of the Kiwanis Grant program. Thank you very much, and it's much needed. And now I'll introduce Ginger Poole Avis, our producing artistic director, to tell you how we're going to spend the money.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. And thank you so much to see so many familiar friends and family. And I just miss seeing y'all in person. So thanks for having us. We've got a long continued relationship with the Kiwanis Club, 6 consecutive years. And what y'all have allowed us to do within our community is to expand the importance of literacy. So taking it from page to stage and the stories that we tell, we are able to annually go into our performance and provide instruction for over 8,000 students and their families a year. And with that, we give away over 2,000 books to children and their families. There's some stats that I want to actually read because they're pretty profound, but I want to make sure that I get these right. With the past 6 years and the work that we've done with the Kiwanis Club, we have been able to show programs that result that 92% of children read the books that were actually given to them by Mill Mountain Theater, that 48% have expanded their vocabularies with words from the plays and the books, and that 87% went to libraries and bookstores with their family and continued the reading. MMT's program is based on local educators' request to engage all students to be reading on their grade level by the time that they leave elementary school. We're going to take it to the next level with this gift that y'all are allowing us to do. We had a wonderful partnership with the West End Center and the holiday program and party that happened, and we'll look forward to doing that again. And we're actually going to bring a performance to that party and to those students and families that are involved with the West End Center. So we're very grateful for that ongoing partnership as well. So thank you so much. The work that this club is doing is amazing, and you're truly improving our community. Thank you so much.
I put it in the bank already.
Right, it's in the bank.
It's in the bank.
And thank you. Our final one today is the Virginia Children's Theater. And Gene, would you come up and please introduce Brett, and so that he can tell us a little bit about the organization and what he plans to do with the grant.
Why do I always go after Bob Haberman, who's about 10 feet tall, and I'm about 3 feet tall? Thanks, everyone. We are very excited about this grant. I'll just, full disclosure, I actually wrote the grant application because that's my job at Virginia Children's Theater. Luke Young and I co-sponsored this grant. He's on our board of directors. And I don't need to tell you how awesome I think Virginia Children's Theater is and how much I enjoy working there. I am going to introduce our producing artistic director because I want him to tell you how important this grant is for our VCT for Teens program.
I'll bring it back up. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us, and thank you for your continued support for this specific program that I'm going to talk about today. This has been many years in the making. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. So this money is going to be used for our VCT for Teens program, which it's annually used to support this program, which is every year we conquer some sort of current teen issue in our community that we tour to Roanoke City and county schools and beyond to bring this current issue. In the past, we've conquered anxiety and stress, underage drinking, texting and driving, lots of different topics that are tricky to talk about at home that maybe you don't have the resources to talk about, or you're not comfortable talking to your parent about, or you as a parent yourself, it's tricky to talk about with your child. So this is a program where your students can come in and see a play about a current teen issue, and then you can go home and have these conversations with your young person, or as a young person yourself, you can seek those resources that you need. This year, we will be conquering Apologies, which is a straight play by Brian Crale, and it is about a young girl, Jennifer, who takes her own life. And I have two different phrases here that I want to point out. The story starts with her taking her life, and then we work backwards, and you are exposed to all the scenarios that happened that led her to this point. So instead of our audience asking, will she kill herself? The audience and the friends and the family in the piece are asking, why did she kill herself? So we're doing a wonderful partnership for the second year in a row with Tudor House of Roanoke. If you don't know about Tudor House, please look them up. They're a wonderful organization. They provide suicide prevention, education, and awareness. They will be coming with us. We will be presenting this piece at North Cross School on our second stage February 25th and 26th, we have 3 different public performances. Please bring your young people, teens, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa to bring your family together and talk about these things. I want to leave you with 3 things today that you as the Kiwanis Club are making a difference upon this specific program. 2 of them are quotes from me as a musical theater person. I'm pulling these 2 quotes from the musical Dear Evan Hansen, which also just came out with a movie. There's a place where we don't have to feel unknown, and every time you call out, you're a little less alone. Everyone's struggling with something. No matter what you're struggling with, no matter how difficult it is, or if you don't view it as something difficult, you need to talk to someone about it. No matter what age you are, no matter what place you are in your life, seek out help so that you can have better mental health. My second thing is, today is going to be a good day, and here is why. Because today you are you, and that's enough. Think about that. Today is going to be a good day because you are you, and that's enough. We can only be our best selves. So what you're putting forward is enough. Every life is worth living. Everyone's important. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, and this explains Virginia Children's Theater. Last year, after one of our productions, one of our parents came up to me and said, "You're not in the business of theater. You're in the business of changing lives." That's what we're doing at Virginia Children's Theater. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. We're a little bit behind time now, so I forgot to introduce Reef Kessler for the dance marathon. So Reef, would you please do that?
Thank you, President Clark. I have a couple of guests here today who are going to talk a little bit about an upcoming exciting Key Club function. First, I have Macy Ware. Now, Macy really doesn't require much introduction. She has been involved with Dance Marathon for the last several years, and many of you have met her. She's been with us on Zoom a variety of times during the last year and has been here a few other live meetings. And then we have Olivia Turner. She's currently a senior at Lord Botetourt High School and the Division 15B Key Club Lieutenant Governor. She's worked hard during this period of difficult extracurricular school functions to keep our Key Clubs informed and part of the Kiwanis umbrella. So both of them are going to have a couple of words to say.
Hello, everyone. I'm Macy. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about Carilion Children's and Children's Miracle Network. Carilion Children's Hospital is the only children's hospital in Southwest Virginia. We treat over 40,000 children here in the Roanoke Valley in Southwest Virginia annually, ages 0 to 18. We are a nonprofit, so everything that we have, all equipment comes from donated funds. And it's really important to know at a children's hospital, this is not one size fits all. We require several different sizes of diapers, beds, blood pressure cuffs for children of all ages. For example, here is a blood pressure cuff for a healthy 7 to 10 pound baby. And here is a blood pressure cuff for a premature baby whose arm is the size of my pinky. So we require several different sizes of everything that we have. And also here's a little diaper that fits our premature baby. And sadly, this is not our smallest size diaper that we carry. This is our third smallest size. So everything that you all do is not only important for us as a hospital, but is so important for our community. And we are truly so grateful for your support, because without you all, we are not able to provide our life-saving equipment and education to save not only maybe your grandchildren, but your neighbors or family members. So we are so appreciative and so thankful for you all. And Olivia is going to tell you a little bit how you can donate to the Key Club's Dance Marathon. And if you donate today, whoever donates the highest, I have a t-shirt for you. And whoever donates in general, I have a pen with a stylus on the end. So come find me or Olivia or Reef after to claim your prize. So here's Olivia.
Hello, Since I go to Lord Botetourt, I've also been connected to the Botetourt Kiwanis Club. And I always look forward to being around you guys because I know it's going to be a very welcoming and comforting environment. So thank you for inviting me. This year has been especially difficult with COVID and Key Club in the schools because just everything is not like it has been in the past. So it's been a struggle raising money for Dance Marathon this year. But like Macy said, and I'll reiterate, is that all the money donated stays local and in this community, Roanoke Valley. So you know that you'll be supporting families in this area and it won't be sending off somewhere. And I made a flyer and it should be on all the tables. There's several ways you can donate. So you can look at that. There's cash, and you can also donate online and there's more information there. So thank you guys. That's all I have to say.
I'll just say one other word. As you've heard already today, these Key Club students from around the valley show up to support our support of the triathlon, to pack backpacks at CHIP, to buy and wrap presents for our West End Christmas party, and at KPAD. So this is their main event, divisional event and fundraiser for the year. Consider giving Macy a check or some cash as you leave today, or you can look on your flyers on the table about how to go home with your computer and credit card and make a donation that way. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We're going to do an autobiography today. Lois James, come on up. We are going to skip announcements. So the announcements are on the table. So you guys, I encourage you to look at announcements that way and to read it in the newsletter. We're also going to forgo brag bucks today. Go ahead.
Okay, of course he does it when this is the most full we have been. So here we go. Anyway, my name is Lois James, and I was born in Clifton Forge, which is just north of here. Yay, thank you. My mom is British. My dad is from northern Pennsylvania, and all three of my brothers are from Delaware. So I'm the only one in my family with a southern twang, and I'm very proud of that. After having three boys, my mom was very excited to finally have a girl. And unfortunately, I wanted nothing to do with that girly stuff. I wanted to be just like my brothers and wear jeans and play football. So I grew up in sports and being a tomboy. So that's why. After high school, I went to Virginia Tech, go Hokies. And true fact, I almost did not graduate. And it's because I had to take accounting. And I hate accounting. And it was a prerequisite for my upper level courses, but so I had to do it. And I studied and studied and studied and studied for this exam, and I bombed it. Totally bombed this exam. So I go back to my dorm and call my parents, and I had to go to my dorm because we didn't have cell phones then. I had to go to my dorm to call my parents, crying, please bring me home. I quit. I hate this. I don't want to be here. Please bring me home. My wise father said, Lois, this is one test in one class. Do not let one setback ruin everything for you. So life lesson learned that I carry with me today. Thank you, Dad. And so after I graduated from Tech, I moved to Washington, D.C. And guess what the first job was that I had? Accounting. Honest, that's the truth. Love Washington, D.C. That is where I met my now ex-husband, but we lived there for 5 years, got married, and I had my son, Nathaniel. When Nate was about 6 months old, we decided to move to Chicago. And the winter of 94 was the coldest winter on record for the last 12 years. So Southern girl moves to Chicago in the cold weather. I was not happy. And guess what? My first job was in Chicago. Accounting. Yes, I didn't learn my lesson. But we also had my daughter Margaret while we lived in Chicago. And when they got to be about middle school age, we decided that we did not want them to go through high school there. That school district just outside of Chicago was one of the worst in the entire nation. So that, in conjunction with the fact that this Virginia girl was very homesick and my parents were getting older, we moved back to Virginia in '04. And no, my first job was not in accounting finally. I worked in the senior healthcare industry and I loved every second of the 15 years that I was in that. While I was there, I worked with fellow Kiwanian Chris Head and his wife, Betsy. I also worked with Tulane Patterson, that most of you all know, a Kiwanian in our Lynchburg group. And I also met Kiwanian Mike Lee in this group. And for the last 3.5 years, I've been working with Mike. And I finally, in my 50s, realized that I don't like working with numbers. I like working with people. So I love what I do. I love my job, and I'm very happy for that. And so my son is now 29. He'll be 29 next week. He gets married in March, and he's marrying a Hokie. My daughter, who is almost 27, has recently relocated from Chicago to Birmingham to be with her boyfriend, who is a Hokie. So this Hokie mama is very happy that her children are happy and they found good people. So I now currently live in Cave Spring with Jeff, who is a musician. Love to go out and hear him play. And we have 3 boxer dogs that keep us very busy. You can ask Joyce Montgomery for some stories there. And right now we are restoring my dream car that I've wanted since I was a kid, a 1965 Mustang. So we're in the middle of converting that. So I'm very excited. So I just want to say thank you to the Kiwanis Club for all the wonderful friendships that I have made and all the incredibly wonderful things that we're doing in this community. So thank you for letting me be part of that.
What Lois didn't say was she's also my main crabber too. So, so our program today is Tommy Page, and he's going to be introduced by Bill Bestbitch.
Thank you, President Clark. Tommy Page established a nonprofit organization called New Focused X with a vision to fulfill the request of the elders of Gainsborough, submitted 40 years ago, with new and creative community engagement projects to assist the city in making a huge difference in this once thriving community. Tommy is on the board of Bradley Free Clinic and on the Roanoke Civic Center Commission. He's a full-time entrepreneur that has brought strategies of bigger metropolitan areas he's worked in to his hometown of Roanoke for the last 9 years in the low-performing Gainsborough district. He served on the city's advisory committees for the federal funding that we received through the CARES Act and the American Rescue Plan Act, helping us decide how best to invest those dollars. The Navy veterans in the group will be pleased to know that he served 13.5 years, including service on the USS Teddy Roosevelt and the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, where he helped make sure that all those Top Guns got off the carrier just the way they were supposed to. He has a BS from Southern Illinois University in workforce development, and he's also taken religious studies courses at Liberty University. Please join me in welcoming Tommy Page to the Kiwanis Club of Roanoke.
Thank you, and good afternoon. I really appreciate that, Councilman, and I really appreciate the invite to be able to come and talk to you today. I do have to, while taking this invite today from, and he tells me to call him Bill, so I hope I'm not being disrespectful. I'll call you Councilman in this place. And I appreciated that, just for the simple fact, he could have been like in the military. You better make sure you salute me. I used to have one guy would walk around, just make sure that we were saluting. So being very present in the community and the invite, thank you, Bill, for that. But I have to at least, and he's not here today. I know he's not on Zoom because he doesn't do tech. But JC did invite me a couple years ago. He is on Zoom and I'm talking about, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But JC has got on Zoom, and he, a couple years ago, he had invited me, and I have to be candid with you guys, because JC invited me, I didn't think the group was cool. I mean, because JC stays on top of me. JC makes sure I do everything we're supposed to be doing. Because I didn't think the group was cool. But when I got here and saw so many different people who was definitely adding to the fabric, and just so many stories. I want to get to who I am, but I have to acknowledge, just because the way the day has been going, some of the people who are here who's done some things for me that don't even know. You young lady, my son passed away from sickle cell anemia. His name was John Anthony Page. We did commercials for the Miracle Network, and you all provided for him through his life. You provided a dream that I, as his father, could never do. You guys allowed him to go out to LA to meet his favorite athlete, Kobe Bryant, before he passed away. And so your service is definitely needed. Thank you, appreciate it. I had to say, yeah, definitely give them a clap, give them a round of applause for that. He's not here, he sent me an email, but on the commission, I have a chance to work with and talk with Sam Lineberger III, and he is one of the coolest guys that I know. And so I can say that I heard that Mr. Lineberger is here, and I just wanted to say thank you for what you do in the community as well. One last acknowledgement I do have to do is my friends over here in the table, because you guys will not get what I'm saying today. Trust me, you will have to say, I'm going to read the information you put up there, because this guy, he jumps from task to task. But that's one of the things we had to learn in the military. But someone who did know me from a long time and is from the Northwest community, and I'm so proud of her and what she does now. My longtime friend, Shion Baker. I'm so glad to see you in the room. She's the one that did the schoolwork. I'm the one that just ran the football. But let's get back to who I am, and thank you all again for this. As Bill was saying, for the past 9 years, we have been working in Gainesboro. I could never take credit to say that we're the only entity down there. So many movement, so much movement down there. I have to acknowledge Jordan Bill and all the great work he is doing for just the Gainesboro effort, his brother Ryan, and so many other people who are down there. Next slide. It's what took me back to actually my history. My history starts here in Roanoke. I am a Roanoke native, and since it is Black History Month and loving the initiatives that Jordan Ryan was doing, I think he's with me. I think we'll get there. It's okay. I trust me, and that's special, because that's normally where I'm at. I'm the sound guy and the slide guy, so I know how that normally goes. Not a problem. While he's doing that, I'll go ahead and read a little bit about what is happening in Gainesboro. You may have been hearing of a Gainesboro hub. The objective of the Gainesboro hub that is established is to stabilize a portion of the historic Gainesboro neighborhood and catalyze the area to create opportunity for new economic activity and an emphasis on Black ownership, entrepreneurship, and small business conduct. We developed former clinic building property is one of the strategies for the purpose of hosting community health clinics, serving the health needs of surrounding neighborhood. Remodeled the Lawson building to ensure compliance with contemporary codes and modern design for the purpose of hosting small business incubator space, co-working space, small business and entrepreneurship training and mentoring. Catalyze the programming for each building through temporary financial support of the clinic, business and entrepreneurship training, and formation of or collaboration with nonprofits to own and operate the two buildings, preferably under a single umbrella. So that's what is happening as far as the Gainsborough hub, where a lot of different entities, but we can start right there, yes. Well, that's me, but we can tell a little bit about how we started. But Bill said that we started 9 years ago directly in Gainsborough, and Erica Jenkins on that slide came in about 3 years ago. But for the Black history, I did have to acknowledge this is my father. This is my father and my two brothers on a heroic day. This day, we in 1981, all three of us went out and played in Victory Stadium for the city championship. And our father got a chance to watch all of his sons be victorious that day. Yeah, you can clap for that. Wilson Road. All right, okay. I will stay there though, because I still make pride. I'm sorry. I'm giving you acknowledgement to myself. I was gonna do that. I'm sorry. But what did happen in December of that same year, my father passed away. My father passed away after being there every day for for 7 years and 11 months. He had been there every day. He had been the support. He had chosen his discipline. He had bought his home in Ferncliff, but he did teach us champions. He taught us how to be champions. Next slide. Our group, what we have been doing for the past year as a for-profit business, we have had different business initiatives in Gainsborough to show the vitality of the area. Our most forward-facing, I'm an entertainment guy. I got out of the military by being successful in the entertainment business for doing shows and concerts and a catalog of music. We were able to get here and then a lot of our media sources to support that while supporting other business initiatives in our community that allow for us to do a lot of business brokering, finding a lot of different entrepreneurs who had not been recognized and be able to get them support. That ultimately wanted us to be able to provide ourselves a way to hit the basic needs through for-profit business that someone could be able to now make their margin in that space. So that's why we created the Well from the Rose Building, Star City Clothing. Next slide. Our vision statement over at New Focus is we will continue to be a leader in Southwest Virginia, utilizing innovation to create opportunities through effective and efficient use of technology and workforce development. Black and veteran-owned, we optimize enterprise. NFG has proven its value to the Roanoke community it serves, and is poised to be a bridge for diversity and inclusion to make our a better place. Next slide. Our mission statement, we're a solution-based company that works with small to intermediate business owners, nonprofit organizations, independent artists, and all other entrepreneurs to identify the most effective and efficient business strategy while providing support resources and utilizing our media network to promote business solutions. We work together to see what really suits you, not to work for us, but as an independent business person that has our support and our resources to position all parties for success. Next slide. The problem we noticed here, of course, the obvious Northwest Corridor not performing. I did want to acknowledge the invocation speaking to the violence, and that's why it really is pertinent to be in here today with my good friend Shion. One of the smartest people I know to come from Roanoke came from the Northwest Corridor. Miss Beth, oh my gosh, physician, Miss Beth Brown, Dr. Beth Brown. And on the night of her little brother Larry, who was in Plato program with me a couple years ahead of me, on the night of his graduation, we were over on their street and we were enjoying that we had finished high school. And later on that night, one of our good friends was killed, gunned down right behind us, not too far off. So now to know and see that and live through those things and know that we're in a time like that, I've been able to identify that one of the things that still hasn't shown in Northwest is support to minority-owned businesses. So we were wondering, was that the actual cause for probably the projected in the Roanoke community profile that Black population will decrease over the next 30 years? Next slide. Our solution was the Web Academy, empower the ones that are trying to pull themselves up by the bootstraps with a pair of new shoes. Our Web Academy will give the ability to weather the storm of the current market conditions. Next slide. Our Web Academy provides a business curriculum, support resources, access to attorney, accounting, and digital media, technical workspaces, high-tech space to build business, and networking between the team. We really go from an incubation stage to an accelerator mindset in that building. Next slide. So these are some of the expenses that we have had to overcome that we were working towards before COVID. However, COVID, our biggest fundraiser was our concert series that we do every summer, and we intend on bringing that back this year. But these were some of the things that we were looking at in order to get our Web Academy going back at full throttle. Next slide. Here's what we have done so far as the whole new Gainsborough Business Corridor vision. Our first phase was to start the accelerator. We invested and put a lot into that to try to get these 10 students in for 2021. We have not made that phase one goal. So that's what we have been working with and hoping to work with the city to get some support in there. Next phase would be the improvements at the Lawson Building, which is the long-standing building in Gainsborough that still is under Black ownership, that is still producing entrepreneurship and support for other businesses as well as nonprofits like the NAACP and some other of our links organizations, and very community oriented. And we have to show love to a long-standing patient in our community, Mr. Stan Hale, to keep keeping that building alive. And ultimately, we were looking to, and we're grateful that some other things is happening that we probably won't have to be in phase three. There's a partnership coming with the city that may get that taken care of, that we will be able to focus our efforts on just supporting programming to these new buildings being revitalized in Gainsborough. Next slide. What we've done so far in that, you can read that. I know we are kind of running short on time, so I'm going to make sure if anyone wants to get the slide, it will be available to you. But that'll tell you a little bit about what we've done so far. Next slide. Why now? We feel that our 7 years of actual, we took after our first 2 years of just trying to be here. I knew I had been able to do business in Miami and Atlanta, and I knew what Roanoke, because I'm from here, what I felt we were missing. And so in our first 2 years, we were strictly on just what we would do as a business idea. But we started to see that there was so much of a need in Gainsborough that just trying to go after our business idea wasn't enough. We had to find support. We had to be able to be something that we say something has to happen. We have kept saying that Black businesses need to be supported. We wanted to be a Black business that supported Black businesses. So with that, knowing that our accelerator and giving support to some of these minority businesses would help them with training, workforce support, as well as the biggest resource that has been deprived to most minority businesses is actual cash flow, actual revenue, access to funding. So we have been a strategy for the past 2 years working on that, and also allowing for not just for the resources, but properly trained personnel once they come through our program. Next slide. This is what we are here to do. We are here for not to say that Gainsborough is Black Roanoke. We really say that Gainsborough is Roanoke. If you know the history of Gainsborough, most of Roanoke started there. And I'm not here to say I'm a Black man. That is obvious. I'm an American. And we all are Americans. And so therefore, when there's a need, we're just asking for you all to look at us. And I know you do, because you wouldn't have me here if you didn't. So thank you so much for this time, and thank you for the opportunity. Now, let me be honest with this, because someone must have told him I can talk, because it was like, if we go too far, I may have to stand. But if there are any questions, please, yes, please ask me now, and I got time to answer. Thank you. I can't hear. I'm sorry. Say again. How large? Large. Okay, we definitely are in the building phase. We just started the nonprofit in December of 2020. So currently we have 12 board members. We have 12 board members and 10 advisory board members. We're looking to get to 22 board members by the end of the year, but we don't want to rush it. We want to make sure that we can execute at this point with what we do have, and hopefully we'll be able to really bring the funding during our concert series, because I'm hoping we'll all be able to come to concert, and that's what we want the most. We would love for you all to come and see us across the tracks. We love to come down to St. Patrick's Day and a lot of things that's going on downtown. we would love to invite you all to come over for our biggest fundraiser in that time frame. It's normally in July. It's the first Saturday of July and August. The first Saturday of July and August. And right in Gainesboro. We take from Gainesboro. And that's what I did love last year. That's what I knew Bill was cool. He was just walking, just with him and his wife were walking, shopping with the different businesses down there. We had blocked off from Gainesboro Road, Gilmer, and Jefferson, and we stopped at Wells. So that whole corridor, we were out there all day with opportunities. Yes, sir.
May I come to the mic?
You can. Please. It's not mine.
Well, it is your mic, but I thought it would be more effective if I delivered this rather than you repeat it for everyone. JC has put in the chat box, be careful, I am listening.
I'm still listening.
And tell the speaker I would like to see him after the meeting. And then he did put a smiley face on the message.
I told you, oh man, no, I really, and I have to say, for a long time, it's always been great to see stand-up guys like JC in our community and being present. So to be here at this time, and I'm not just saying that because I know he's gonna get me out of this. I'm saying that because it's real, and that's what we want to do. We want to be in our age bracket. We want to be the examples that gentlemen like JC and Shion, and I believe that's her sister Lori over there with her too, that their father has been in our community. That's what we're looking to do from this group. Any other questions? Yes. So right now, because we are coming back from the COVID, we're directly going to work with the 10 businesses who were in the cohort beforehand, but we're looking, instead of onboarding it for our own program, there's so many other programs that's going on in our area, like TAP has a couple programs, Youth Build and things like that, that we'd rather, and Goodwill, we'd rather be facilitators in that space. So directly, we're going to work with those 10 businesses, but start inviting and recruiting other students to take advantage of our program and other programs to get ready for the bigger picture. Any other questions? I'm glad you said that. One of the things that I feel has been overlooked in the transition of time, we can't do nothing with history other than learn from it, I believe. Now that we are moving forward, I believe one of the biggest things that has not happened is actual business between the sides of tracks. It's one thing to donate, it's one thing to be there, and it's appreciative, but it's another thing to have long-warm relationships. So business opportunities from the participants in the cohorts, and we are facilitators for whatever needs your company may be needing to be able to match those up. So just doing business with entrepreneurs out of our community, namely minority owned, but we are there for everyone. Anyone else? Thank y'all so much. Thank you again. Thank you.
Tommy, let me just say what an inspiration you were to us today. I love the things that you had to say. I'm with you. You know, that's the beauty of this club, is that, you know, we're all different and we all have different ideas and philosophies, but I've never seen a club come together and work so hard to better the community, no matter what the differences are. And that's what makes this Kiwanis Club so wonderful. And I just want to say that you're absolutely a wonderful American, and thank you so much. And we're all Americans, and I'm really glad that you stated that. And we have a speaker honorarium for you for New Focus, and I'm going to present that to you. Absolutely. We do have some time for brag bucks, so let's bring it back.
I'm actually supposed to be the speaker arranger for the month of March. Mike Obratka recruited me a while back, asked me if I would do that. And I had Tommy Page all lined up to be our speaker on March 2. And last Friday, I start getting these urgent text messages and phone calls from Mike saying our speaker for next Wednesday has fallen ill and is not going to be able to make it. Can you get one of your speakers from March to speak this coming Wednesday? I texted Tommy and he was right there. No questions asked. Yes, sir, I can do it. So I just want to brag on Tommy Page one more time.
Have any other brags? Looks like Sherry's got a brag. Lee?
I promise I won't do this every 6 months, but my only granddaughter, Harper James Vick, turned 6 months yesterday.
Good afternoon. In case you all don't remember me, because it's been a while since I've been here, I'm Sherry Dillon. It's nice to see everybody. My brag today, I know I've bragged on her many, many times, my little sugar booger. My Kylie is 13 years old and received a letter in the mail the other day that she has been inducted in or nominated into the National Beta Club. So I'm so proud of her.
I'm bragging. Oops, excuse me.
I didn't know you were there. Good go.
I got bumped by the president. I am first going to brag because I'm back today. Thank God and thank all of you for prayers and support while I was gone. It was a long 6 months, but we're getting back. I'm here now to brag on my Lieutenant Governor and Macy for the work they do for the Children's Miracle Network. And I'm going to challenge each one of you to donate $100 to that effort. I've got my 100 here today. Help these ladies raise money for this program. They need it. This virtual atmosphere that they're trying to raise money in is very difficult. And it's going to take people like you and me to step up and support them in raising that money. So Macy's outside waiting for you to come. Cash, check, or money order. Olivia's here in the room and give them your money. Thank you.
I just want to do a quick brag on the club. Thank you for the tablecloths. The board, after 10 years, let us get new tablecloths. I think they look great.
All right. Well, next week we have Ron Bradbury, we're the Director of Admissions with the Virginia Tech School of Medicine, be introduced by Lee Learman. And just want to say that we had 56 in the room today and 26 on Zoom. So way to go, club. And I hope you guys will take our cell phone wallets that are on the table and spread those invitation cards to the community. And again, we'd love to have any guests that came today and liked what you saw. We'd love to have you as a member. So thank you. Yep. And Wisconsin, they stuck with us through the whole thing. So let's give them a hand. And with that, we are adjourned.